Hello, welcome to the channel. This video is talking about 4 exam tips for double checking and some useful exam strategies. Let's get started. Double checking. After finished exam paper, one of the very important strategies is to double check your answer. There are 4 main areas that you have to do for double checking. If you properly check all these 4 areas after you finish your exam, you could avoid 90% of the careless mistake you made in examination. What are they? Number 1, tenses. Many people answer the question by using a different tense from the question. What's gonna happen? That will get you less mark in examination. So what you're gonna do, number 1 thing, when you are dealing with the question, you have to circle the tense that a question is used. And make sure when you are answering it, you are using the same tense. Number 2, check the subject that you use in your answer and make sure it is the same as the question. By doing so, when you are dealing with the question, circle the subject first. After you get the piece of information that fits the question, make sure you are using the same subject when you are answering. Number 3, check the spelling of those difficult words. Many of the people, they will have a mistake of misspelling a certain vocabularies, especially for those difficult words, or even for names. So, it is really important to double check the spelling of those words that you find difficult for spelling and the names that is using in the passage. These could avoid a lot of careless mistakes as well. The number 4 area that we have to double check after we finish the exam paper is about punctuations and capital letters. Many of the students lost marks simply because they haven't put a full stop or they miss a comma in a proper area. That is really sad about when you supposed to get a full marks in a question, instead you miss these easy points. So make sure all punctuations are properly addressed. And also capital letter. Make sure at the beginning of a sentence. And for names, we have to use capital letter. If you have double checked these 4 areas, you can avoid 90% of those careless mistakes. And the 10% of the mistakes are those you really don't know the answers. Alright, then there are some strategies that you could employ during examination. Number 1, time management. Before you start answering questions, you should have a look of all the exam paper and understand how many questions you need to answer. And you have to estimate how much time you could spend on each of the questions. Of course, for multiple choice or even some other easy areas, you should plan to spend less time than those we have for long questions. So, plan ahead before you start. Number 2, answering long questions. It's really important to underline the tense and the subject that a question is used. And also, when you are dealing with long question, make sure you read question instead of the passage first. Because reading a passage is quite time consuming. So, during a time-limited examination, we have to make sure that we use all the time effectively. So, read the question first and then go back to the passage to locate the information that you need. Also, after you find the information that you need, underline it and also label the question that this piece of information is answering. This is very useful when you are double checking your answer, making sure that you won't waste further time. And also, when you encounter some new vocabularies that you don't know the meaning exactly, try to guess the meaning by looking back and forth of the text. Then you could guess the tone of the writers, and probably you could understand the meaning, or even you don't understand the meaning of these vocabularies, you could still answer the question properly. Also, handling unsure questions. If you are stuck at a particular question, it's really time consuming. Instead of stop and think, we circle and make a mark on these unsure questions, and we get back to it later after we finish the whole exam paper. And also, it is really important to select a part that you feel confident to answer with, instead of starting from part A to the end of the part. Alright, these are 4 exam tips of double checking your answer and some strategies that we use when we are having a time limited examination. Good luck to all students and hope you could do well in examination. Like this video and subscribe our channel. Goodbye.